Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Annemarie. So I'm doing a collective reading today. So remember to don't force anything to fit. Whatever resonates with you, take that on board. Whatever doesn't, let it go. Okay? This is a collective reading and I pre-shuffled all my cards, and the message I was getting was that you are safe to let go, whatever that means for you. Okay, let's see. Highest energy message for the collective, please. So you are safe to let go. That's what I heard. Let's see what it means. Some of you may already know. If you do, make sure that you comment that below. Okay. Hear the yellow tiger mother. Yeah, stand strong, honor yourself. Listen to that inner wisdom, that inner truth. You are protected. You are a being of peace, so trust that. You are courageous and you are loyal. So whatever work you've been doing, you are ready to let go. You are ready to stand in that truth, even if that means standing alone. Often when we stand in spiritual truth, we are alone. So the Tao, bottom of the deck, is about flowing and always nourishing yourself as you're letting go. Replace it, erase the negative and replace it with something more positive. And it's a process. Okay, for those of you who are on your healing journey, you will understand that this is a process. For those who are just starting your healing journey, I'm telling you it's a process. Okay, so it's not an overnight event. It's not going to shift overnight. But they're saying the Tao is about letting go of control and remaining flexible. So that's what I was hearing, right? Let go. So in this case, it's saying to let go of control, because whenever we fear change, we don't realize how much we hang on. And so we don't recognize when we're trying to control our externals, and we can't. The only thing we can control is how I respond to a situation. And this card is reminding you that you have that inner strength, you have that inner power, you have that protection, right? That's the safe. When I was saying at the start, when I was feeling that you are safe, you are protected. So do what you need to do to heal. What else would you like the collective to know, please, in regards to then healing, letting go and healing, whatever they're needing to heal? We all need to heal something today. And the more you show that courage and heal your stuff rather than look at others and see what they need to heal, okay, that's judgment. Just focus on what you need to heal. Okay, what else would you like the collective to know, please? What other message? The ghost dance. 22. So a master number, a double number, 2 and 2 is a master number. And 4 is about unity and balance, unity within yourself. And the ghost dance is about letting go of your shadow sides. So it makes sense when we're looking at letting go of control. We all have our light side, we all have our dark side, our shadow side. It's our shadow side that keeps us stuck. Even if I think it's someone else's fault, it's still triggering my shadow side that needs to be healed. I hope that makes sense. So the ghost dance is about dancing with your own shadows, integrating them into your light, not pushing them away, not pretending they're not there, not ignoring them, not forcing them to right? But to dance with those old wounds, those old limitations, those old beliefs that hold me stuck, that keep me stuck to an old story. And it's time to let go. It's time to let go. So, time to give away, which means really we can only give what we have. And if I don't have the light within me, I mean, we all have the light within me. Let me rephrase that. But if I am not tapping into my own light, then I haven't got that to give. And then I'm looking outside of myself to fill me up with light. And then I become hostage to everyone else's shadows. Okay? And it gets very enmeshed. It gets very confusing as to what's my stuff and what's someone else's stuff. And let me, it's hard enough doing this shadow work, letting go of the old ghosts. Let me not complicate it by taking on other people's stuff as well. That's up to them to heal. Okay, you just focus on what you need to heal. I hope that makes sense. Okay, what does the collective need to release, please, in order to help them, other than their ghost, other than their shadow side? What will help them? What do they need to release that's going to help them on their journey of healing? You need to let go of the fear of success. People are more afraid to succeed than to fail. I know that sounds a bit weird, but it's easier to fail even though people are afraid to fail, they would rather fail than succeed in a lot of cases if they're carrying a scarcity mindset. Because if I succeed, it's up to me to stay on top. It's much easier to fail and blame others. I hope that makes sense. So you know that there is no greater goal than to love. And so when you love yourself and let go of all those unrealistic expectations of yourself and of others, you will succeed. You will succeed in letting go, because you recognize that it's no good hanging on. It makes you sick. And it helps you let go of any indecision. Okay, when I'm not clear, I find it difficult to use my intuition. And so Spirit is reminding you that you have an intuition. We all have an intuition. We've just learned to ignore it. We've learned to deny it. And we've learned to use instinct instead of intuition. Instinct is our fight or flight response. Okay, so you can see why there's so much fear in the world, because we're not living in that truth, in that intuitive space. Okay, bottom of the deck, yeah. Stop denying your own power. Let go of the guilt of maybe you needing to leave others behind because they're not growing. Not everyone, some people are in our life for a long time. Some people are in our life for a short time. Either way, at the end of the day, our spiritual path is a solo path. Even if I'm in relationship with others, I still have to do the work for me. They still have to do the work for them. Okay? So Spirit is saying, let go of the guilt. If you're ready to keep moving forward and others aren't, it's okay. You can let go. But you got to stop denying your own power, because that's what's keeping you in that guilt space, and that's what's making it really difficult to make any decision. And that's when you feel like you're not succeeding. Okay, because success is based on love. Unconditional love. Success is not based on how big my house is or how expensive my car is. It's based on self-love. Okay? And I can only do that when I have that honesty in my heart. And then there's true happiness. Okay, not happiness based on what I have or what I do, but based on who I am. And so it's saying you're transforming. You're going through a major transformation, which is why it may feel a little scary. And so the message that I got at the start makes sense because it was saying that you are safe to proceed in letting go. There's some release for someone because it is a path of perseverance, and I'm not talking about, oh, I've got to put up with it. It's about courage and determination. You know that you can do whatever you set your mind to. There it is. Okay, so that's really beautiful. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Show me a bit more about the recent past, please, for my collective. Show me a bit more about the recent past. King of Pentacles, Temperance, and Four of Wands. So you've been working hard you've been doing a lot of healing. You've been doing a lot of healing. You've been working hard on your own stability and working back to that feeling of belonging. So you may have been isolating yourself a bit, but there's been a lot of healing and balance, and you're working hard on reclaiming your harmony. You're working hard on your prosperity. And again, I kind of feel like, again, this is a specific message for someone. I'm kind of feel like you've been recognizing your inner truth, but perhaps old conditioning, old programming, that old shadow sides have been keeping you stuck in taking that leadership in your own life, because you're starting to recognize that prosperity starts in the heart. Okay, you are good at business. You are good at creating abundance, but it all feels like it comes from the inside. And it's time to celebrate. Let's see what the current energy says, please. What's the current energy? Page of Pentacles, the Chariot. Oh wow, Six of Wands, yeah. Okay, so you've kept going. Slow and steady wins the race. You've kept going. And it may be a bit frustrating. It may feel like, oh, when is it ever going to happen? But you're taking the reins and you will be successful. There it is. So you got the success card twice. Nice. You're taking action. And well, really 3 times, because the Chariot card is also a card of taking control, taking the lead, balancing yourself, and success. You have that determination. You are moving towards your goal, even if you feel like it's too far at a distance. Remember to tick your daily wins. Doesn't matter how small. Don't focus on what's not happening yet. Don't focus on how much further, how much, the perseverance card. You've got to start ticking every tiny little win forward, okay? Don't worry about the losses. Don't worry about anything else. Just focus on the wins. Because it's almost like that yin and yang, that balance. The Temperance card is all about harmony and balance. So if you look, the dark and the light, okay, the two forces are coming together to help you move forward. Okay, so beautiful. Bottom of the deck, yeah, Seven of Pentacles, your harvest is coming in, so be patient. Knight of Cups, you're very creative, you're very intuitive. And you got the Knight of Swords, you're very courageous and forward thinking. All right? Okay. Show me the incoming energy, please, for the collective. Page of Wands, King of Swords, Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords. Seven of Swords. Seven of Wands. Three of Wands. There's some communication wanting to come in. And the Five of Swords can be a lot of conflict, a lot of competition. Someone wanting to win at all cost. There could have been some, there could be some bullying, because it almost feels like someone doesn't want you to move forward. Or it could be your own shadow side. Okay? There I'm talking about again, you've got all this success happening and your shadow side might be going, I'm scared. Even doesn't matter how far you've come, you might be at a point where you're feeling like, I can't go any further. It's saying, yes, you can. Stand in your power and keep going. Keep dreaming big, but don't have your head in the clouds. Your ships are coming in. Okay, and trust your intuition. Don't be naive and be too quick at, oh, there it is again. Okay, good. It's releasing something for someone. Wow. Don't be naive in trusting people at face value, especially if you've been hurt, which I kind of feel like you have been, because otherwise you wouldn't be denying all this amazing inner gifts that you have. Okay, maybe others have minimized you in the past, and you got to believe in yourself. I get that. Yeah, so don't. Behavior is a language, so watch people's behavior rather than listen to what they say. Okay, because your ships are coming in. But the devil is going to keep. The devil's going to keep challenging you, going to keep enticing you to go back to your old ways. The devil wants to keep you stuck. The devil wants to keep you weak and keep you in your shadow. Okay? But there has been, so there it is, there has been a painful ending. And you have been doing a lot of healing. So, wow, okay, love yourself. There's the Death card again. So you've got the Death card twice, transformation. Love yourself. Love yourself because you're very clear. So there's lots of new spark coming in, lots of new adventure and excitement and newness and creativity is opening up because you have a lot of mental clarity. You can finally see what's happening. Okay, and you're learning to trust that. You're very disciplined. You stand in your integrity. So beautiful king, very, very calm, very loving. All the kings and queens are very loving. But this is also a very clear-cut king. Doesn't muck around. Okay, thinks with his head And so you can't mess with him. And so use that for when there's communication coming in. There's fast communication or fast movement. A lot of rapid change is going to be happening in the near future because you've done a lot of the hard work. Okay, let's just get some clarifications. What else do you want the collective to know, please? Can we clarify the past? The King of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Four of Wands. Show me the past. Page of Pentacles. Keep manifesting. Wheel of Fortune. Things are turning in the sun. You've got so many beautiful cards. Page of Pentacles. You know how to manifest because your ships are coming in. Oh, that was the bottom of the deck. Your ships are coming in. Your Wheel of Fortune. So it's fate that you're going to succeed. And it's full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. Okay? If you look at the sun, if you look at it's almost like a crown, which to me is like the sun. So like a crown and the sun. Okay? So there's... Look at the light around her. So the sun is the most positive card in the deck. And it's saying, keep going. You're on the right track. Okay? The divine has your back. Spirit has your back. Okay. Current energy. Show me, clarify the current energy, please. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Wands in Chariot. So you've got a few major arcana cards which are major changes. So get rid of those shadows because you want to keep flowing. Page of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, you've had to walk away from something and you're walking towards something, even if you're not sure what that is. And the Hierophant is all about commitment and on a spiritual level. It can be a marriage card, but it kind of feels like marriage to the divine in the sense that strengthening your connection because messages are wanting to come through. Okay, communication is wanting to come through. So you need to be open. You need to stay open. You need to have that open, honest heart. Okay, there it is again. Page of Cups. Be loving. Keep dreaming, but don't have your head in the clouds. Have that faith. Have that open-heartedness. Have that innocence, but don't be naive. Again, it goes back to trusting yourself, the divine, and only trusting people when they back their words with actions. Okay. Incoming energy, please. Can you clarify the Page of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Wands? Eight of Wands. So there's some fast communication wanting to come in. Okay, you got that twice. Knight of Swords. Where did I see the Knight of Swords before? Bottom of the deck. And the Hangman. So you're starting to see things from a different perspective. There may be, it may feel like, come on, let's get on with it. But it's saying onward and upward. You've got to keep seeing things from a different perspective. If you see he's hanging upside down, but he's very comfortable. Again, the light. He's got this, okay, let me just wait. Let me be patient. Things are shifting. Let me not force, because as humans, not as souls, as humans, we tend to want to force things. We resist change. and then we force change. Okay, we need to learn to flow and trust your inner, trust your inner knowing, and it's okay to be silent. Silent in that knowing. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't need anyone's validation other than spirit, the divine. Because very intuitive, the high priestess, this all-knowing. And so keep things close to your chest for a while. Okay? You got the Emperor, bottom of the deck. The Emperor is all about taking control in that silent space. All right? Okay, let's get some advice for the collective, please. And then we'll close out the reading with a bit of wisdom and some action cards. What advice do you have for the collective, please? Starfish spirit, stay open to infinite possibilities. There you go. One more. Hummingbird spirit, be here now. So remember to stay present. The only power we have is right now. We forget that. We don't have it in the past, and we don't have it in the future. The only way to change the past and have a better future is to change it in the now, which is the hardest thing to do as humans, because we're always either living in the past or rushing off to the future because we don't want to deal with the present, because sometimes it's too hard. But it's saying stay in the present. Bottom of the deck, cow spirit, the miracles are endless when you stay present. Because you don't feel that you have to do the way we are conditioned. Okay, and last one, transformation is beautiful. So this is all about transformation. I'm going to take one more because this is just a beautiful one. Two more. Sing your own song. Dance to the beat of your own drum. And last one, let spirit be your guide. I'm going to take one more because this is just two more. Time to take a deep dive. So really sit in that and really release those shadows, because that's what's keeping you stuck, like all of us. Okay, not wanting to look at our shadow side because it can be painful, it can be uncomfortable, but the only way to get to the other side is to go through it. So be playful. Be playful. We forget to play. Okay, just one wisdom card, please. What bits of advice and wisdom do you have for the collective? Just one card. Wishing well. Your heart's desires are taking flight joyfully and magically. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice way to finish. Bottom of the deck, ruby throat. Speak, write, create. The world needs to hear your song. What was the other one? Sing your own song. Nice. Okay, let's just finish off with some action cards to help you keep moving forward, because that's what we want, isn't it? We want to keep moving forward. We don't want to go backwards, and we don't want to stay stuck. Just a couple of action cards for the collective, please, to help them keep moving forward. What can they do to help themselves? Keep your vision. Keep your eye on the prize. Make sure you do your action plans and make sure you know your goals. Doesn't have to be wham bam huge, highfalutin goals. It can be really basic, simple daily goals to just get you moving forward, to just get you out of that comfort zone. That's another one. Keep your heart open so that you can give and receive, not take, give to receive. Okay, really beautiful. And last one, wake up, open your eyes, see what's really going on. Yeah, open your eyes, including your third eye, see what's going on. So, and stay honest. Oh, look at this, honesty and truth and integrity. All right, I'll leave it at that. No, I just saw one more. Okay, we have to be honest in our heart. We have to trust the divine purpose. In order to do that, we need to stay in our integrity. Okay, and then I will be victorious. You will be victorious. Success is your birthright. So right at the start and right at the end. Ta-da! So that's beautiful. Keep the faith. Interesting. I just did a video on my other channel, Unapologetically Loving Myself. For those who might need a little bit more guidance, I suggest you go there because I just did a video on keeping the faith. So hope you got some benefit from that today. And again, thank you for viewing me, and remember to comment because it does help me to know if I'm on track, and it does help rebuild the channel. So until next time, lots of love and bye for now.